Hey there! If you are interested in to learn how to juggle with 4 balls, you're on the right spot. Come with me. Last week, I showed you a lot of possibilities to juggle columns, and that's a really good baseline to go into 4-ball juggling. But before we dive in, hey, I'm Kai, I run this YouTube channel all around the flow arts or juggling with clubs and balls. So if you're interested in this topic, it would be awesome if you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming video. And now, let's dive in. I guess you've already juggled 3 balls, and when you juggle uneven numbers like 3, 5 or 7, your pattern will be the cascade, which always crosses the center line of your body. But when we now want to learn 4 balls, we don't have these crosses around our center. When you juggle an even number of objects like 4, 6 or maybe you can able to juggle 8, we basically juggle half of the amount in one hand. So in this case with 4 balls, I juggle 2 balls in my right and 2 balls in my left. So that's the absolutely basic to understand what we are going to achieve or what we are trying to achieve. Before we start with 4 balls, I highly recommend that you are able to juggle solid 2 balls in one hand and in a circle like that. What I often see is that the circle from the balls will be in this movement, like you are throwing them towards you. But that's a really bad habit. You want your 2 balls always in this plane in front of you. And now we start with our first few basic patterns we can learn before we go to our 4 balls. So 1 ball can go away. We start with 3 balls, and as I mentioned, I highly recommend to learn columns like this and to change the ball from your hand. And not only in this tempo or synchron, but also asynchron. And basically, that's the 4-ball pattern, but with 3 balls. So maybe you already noticed there is one free spot where we will add the 4th ball. But first, hey, if you want to see more content like that, let me know it down in the comments below what you want as a juggling tutorial next, or hit the thumbs up that I know that I appreciate your work and everything was wrong about it. You know what I mean. So, when we are juggling these columns, there is a free spot. And that's the spot, the gap where we want to add the 4th ball in a few seconds. And I like my students that my students try to get a feeling to find this spot for the 4th ball, to snip with your finger or clap with your hand on your leg. So you have, in this case, 2 balls in my right, 1 ball in my left. So we have a normal 2 balls, 1 hand situation on our right, and our left we are going to throw, clap. And when you combine it, it should look like this. And now vice versa, so 2 balls in the left hand, 1 ball in the right hand. I really recommend to train this drill a lot of time before you start grabbing your fourth ball, because it makes your life much easier. But I hope you can do it now. And so I will grab my fourth ball. You should already know everything to now start with 4 balls. So we have 2 in our right, 2 in our left. And we're going just simply 2 balls in one hand on each side. There are 2 ways to juggle them. One, in my opinion, most of the people prefer for the beginning is to do it in a split time. So every ball is thrown by itself. And the second way, I think most of the people are finding it a little bit harder, is to do it synchron or same time. So basically, you are always throwing 2 balls at the same time and also catch it at the same time. These are the 2 basic patterns with 4 balls. You should be able to learn now. And I want to discuss 2 common mistakes I often see. The first one is that you start too low with your throws and then going up with your throws to a comfortable height. So it should look like this. And you see, at the beginning, you are really stressed out until you reach the sweet spot of the height. And so, in this case, you should be really concentrate on the first few throws, that you directly start in the sweet spot of your height, of the height of your throws. The second one is that you have your hands too close to each other. So if you are juggling really here straight in front of you, you have way too less room to move. So the position should be roughly about shoulder wide, and your arms should have a nice around 90 degrees angle to be able to juggle these 4 balls. And when I'm already standing like that, I just simply show it to you. Pay attention to your plane, that the balls are always on the same plane in front of you, and don't juggle them like this towards you. It's always a straight going outwards in this plane movement. I hope now you understand theoretically how to juggle 4 balls and be able to learn it now step by step. So if you haven't, here you can subscribe to the channel, and here you find the video about the columns with 3 balls I've early mentioned. See you next week. Bye.